You know, it's a good thing that you guys could just watch the qualifying because I haven't been talking to myself for the last 30 fucking goddamn minutes, realizing that it was on fucking mute. I didn't have my microphone thing checked on the stream. Which, okay, let's start again. Get ready for the Shanghai, Hong Kong, Egg Foo Young, Fortune Cookie Always Wrong Grand Prix. Yeah, so I guess I just have to kind of go over everything. So Garris Love is a cheater. He went off the track coming out of the last corner. Did not invalidate. Took the pole by 2/10. I've literally been, yeah, Chetty, I've been talking to myself for 30 fucking minutes. So Michael Wicks beats his teammate by, I think it was 10 1,000ths. This is definitely a high setup, high downforce track. We went over that. Who did I? Oh, R.I.P. to a real fucking nigga, BT. He will never be back, but I know nobody's watching this because we've been on zero for the last 30 minutes. So R.I.P. to a real ass nigga. Pour one out for my homies as red lights, 5 red lights, bing bong, wet race. I'm gonna fucking slit my wrist. Fortune cookie always wrong. Let's go. As Wixie gets the start off the line, P1, great start from him. Everybody kind of going a little easy. Tem making room for his teammate. I think he's just kind of trying to hold on here. Who is that? Williams. Is that Chetty trying to go around the outside? Chetty making moves. Trying to hunt down Matej. So yeah, like I said before. Whoa! Chetty's off the track! Locked up, couldn't slow it down. Chetty only has to finish above Matej today. It does not matter. Or Matej can DNF. If Chetty finishes ahead of Matej, the Div 2 Driver Championship is wraps. If Matej finishes ahead of Chetty, it'll come down to the points gap next week, as Chetty is not here. He's not taking his Xbox on his vacation. So the dedication needs to be asked. Chetty, P9, up 1 spot. Chetty was provisional pole and DSQ'd in qualifying. Wixie pulling 5/10 to Garris Love. Clone Richie, I cannot understate how much this motherfucker right here got away with one. He dropped down to P2 on the start, but completely went off track. And Mystic doesn't look like he's going to send it. Everybody's trying to get their sea legs under them with this wet race. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a battle. Chetty goes on the inside of Tem. I think if you're Tem right here, don't even worry about it. You guys can do a very good job. If 2 of you just finish today, get some points, go to the last race next week, and lock up the Div 2 constructors. I don't need any heroes from you guys today. You're guaranteed points if you finish. I don't care if you're 3 laps down. Finish the race. Don't wreck. Get a couple points. And everybody's pretty much just got a decent enough gap to where no moves can be made. But the race is on. For Matej and Chetty. I will be on these two for most of the race. It's really going to come down to, can Chetty make his way through traffic? Already 1.9, almost 2 seconds behind P6. Chetty is currently 3.6 seconds off of Matej. I can't call back anything that I've already mentioned in qualifying because I have no idea. This is some fucking bullshit. I swear to God, all 10 of you motherfuckers on this grid better vote for me for commentator of the year. This is some horse shit. Garris still about 5 to 6 tenths behind Wicks. I can't do this for 28 laps. I just can't. Chetty gaining a little bit on Mystic. Who went on inners? Because that's really going to... Alright, so only 3 drivers on the wets. Michael Wicks, the leader on the wets. Matej P4 and Chetty P7. So Chetty going same strategy as Matej. Instead of trying to change it up. Like I said, it's only going to take a couple laps. Once the racing, you can kind of already start to see it here. The racing line, as you see from Chetty's onboard, the intermediates will come to life. Oh, thanks, buddy. Tom, you could always jump in with me, you know? Chetty making steady progress onto the top. This train is led by Matej, so Matej 2.7 behind Clone Richie, so Matej may be struggling just a little bit. Chetty could find his opportunity. Chetty is full throttle. Just listen to the wheels spin. He's got his foot to the fucking floor. Matej down to P5. So a belly. Quali Merchant. Oh, and Matej sending it on the inside. A little moving on your braking, maybe. A belly's not going to give it up, though. On those intermediate tires, it might look like the intermediate's already coming alive. Whoa, as Matej is into the pits. Looks like he had enough of the wets. So if you're Chetty here, you got to stay out. You got to stay out if you're Chetty. This is your championship moment. Matej fucked it. He is not going to be able to, with no DRS. I don't know how good in the wet he is, but way too early. He's going to have to pit again. He can't take intermediates 25 laps. And is it really going to be that big of a difference on, so 8 seconds, I mean 21 seconds. I don't see how Matej, just with the tire wear alone, is going to be able to catch up. So Chetty sandwiched between the two Ferrari boys, and when I say sandwiched, I mean Tem's 3 seconds behind. So you just need to stay clean if you're Chetty. If I wasn't muted, everybody would be able to hear that this game is bugged and you should always start on the intermediates, but I guess it sucks to suck sometimes. Oh, so we'll just sit back. There's a Ferrari back there who's at Tem, just driving into the grass almost. He's got his fuel light on, which I don't like that because this track is a little bit of a burner. Without that safety car, well, the safety cars yesterday, I would have ran out of gas. So that's not looking too good for Tem. As Clone Richie's fuel light is on also as he puts in the fastest lap. So intermediate's definitely starting to come alive. Look at the racing line. You can see it on the track. Do we see Wixie dive into the pits to change for intermediates? I think at this point you kind of have to stay out. I mean, Chetty's definitely got to stay out, but Wixie 1.6 still pulling away, so he's got good pace. I think if Clone Richie can get sucked up to the back of Garris, we could see Clone Richie be a little ridiculous. Maybe cause an issue as the belly's 4.7 seconds down the road from Clone Richie. Chetty and Mystic just slowly climbing their way through the pack. It was 21 seconds to Matej. It is now 19 seconds to Matej. So in a lap and a half, it's about 2 seconds. So a second a lap. You're looking at catching them lap 25. And that's without pitting or any other. So that could be it. I figured I'd get a little bit more of a race for that championship than the first 3 laps, but that was really the only thing I was looking for, and now that's over, so I may just go silent. Garrus has caught to the back of Wicks. Garrus puts in a fast lap. The intermediates are definitely here. The wets are done. Wicks lost over a second that lap. Blowjob's Killer picks up 3 seconds. I wonder if it's supposed to rain the whole race. It looks probably like it's going to. A belly. Struggling in the wet. I know how it feels. Chetty's gotten dropped just a bit from Mystic. Who is... Let's look at the 2 standings. So as it stands before the race, Div 2 Constructors, Ferrari 41 points ahead of Haas. And how it's looking right now, Div 2 Constructors could be wraps. We could have Div 2 drivers and constructors clinched after today. Which is a good thing that which we might stream next. I might stream next week, because to be honest, fucking go balls to the wall at Mexico. I think it's in Mexico, isn't it? Jump that fucking border and cause some fucking terrorism. What is... Is he trying to save fuel already? What is he doing? I think, yeah. I think Tem realizes that he needs a safety car. He needs a safety car. I can never read the fucking... I can't read that. What is that? Down 3/4. Oh, Chetty's in. And Wicks. Oh, they were both on the hards. Okay. So, okay, that opens it right back up for Matej. You are not... Chetty, you are racing one person. You are not racing 9 people. You're racing one person. You had an 17, 18 second gap. Unless you think you can take these inners the whole way, that was... What are we doing, man? Now you're 7 seconds down the road. I don't understand that from Chetty. I don't. Garrus has put just about a second on Clone Richie. 5.3 to a belly. Gap's pretty much stabilized. Mystic gap to a belly pretty much stabilized. And now Tem up to P5 after Wicks and Chetty come in. But Tem is struggling with fuel. Just hang it out, Tem. You can get a safety car. If you're half a lap short, it's not gonna matter. Just crawl it around to the finish. Pick up that extra point, man. I would not rule, I wouldn't rule out a safety car, but a lot of these drivers are gapped, and we don't have certain drivers racing today for us to get a safety car. So But you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. Because the tire differential on Chetty and Matej is only 4 laps. So it's really not going to be enough for Chetty to even start eating into it. He is slowly, but this track does have a pretty big undercut. He's struggling a little bit, seems like it. This Clone Richie's got sucked up to the back of Garrus. Licked on the back of Tem, but Tem's saving fuel, so this is really the only battle that we have. This Garrus comes through in second. Ooh, Clone Richie all the way up into 4th. I don't know how I like that. It seems a little bit slow, and you can see in the delta, he's paying for it. Lost about a 1/10.5. As the belly's starting to eat a little bit as Clone Richie starts to get in dirty air. Who has more battery? I think Garrus Love is just playing with his food right here on 75% battery. As Richie wasn't able to make the move stick. I don't know if he was able to get his foot to the gas or not, but let's see. I'm curious. Holy shit, guys. A lot of warnings out there. Alright, so look for the penalties to start racking in the next few laps. I would imagine. I thought that was one right there. As Wix gets around the fuel-saving Tem, as now Tem gets back around Wix, and now Wix gets back around Tem. I think if you're Tem, you need to try to hold on here and ride through the slipstream. Licked? Oh, that was an issue. Did Wixie pick up any damage? I don't think he did. I think he's clean. He is clean. Tem's already down a second. Wixie on the fresh tires by 6 laps. So the top 6 yet to pit off of their starting inters. 3 drivers starting on the hard, or not the hards, the wets are the 3 drivers that have currently pit. Michael Wix and Chetty on the freshest. Again, the race is between Matej and Chetty. If Chetty finishes anywhere above Matej, the Div 2 championship is over. Chetty not here next week. And Chetty had a 18-19, which all this traffic coming up from Matej is bringing Chetty to the fight. He should be able to get around Tem. Tem's saving fuel. With no DRS, it's tough. You really have to plan your overtakes. Save your battery. Plan ahead a couple laps. Otherwise, you're going to send it and you're going to fuck yourself. But this rain hasn't let up at all, and you can now see that the racing line is pretty dominantly there. Chetty 4 seconds behind Matej now. Garrus and Clone Richie still slowly battling, and that's brought a belly up almost 4 seconds into the fight, and Mystic behind him. 13 seconds, 16 seconds to Blowjob's Killer with his 3-second penalty. Wixie on the fresh rubber, looking like he's got the pace. He's got a gap to the 2 cars behind him that pit. Matej on older tires. And everybody's going to have to pit. I would imagine everybody's going to have to pit again. It's the rain. Looks like the rain's lightening up. I don't think it's going to dry, but it looks like the rain It is lightening up a little bit. Maybe not, though. Yeah, maybe not. Richie around Garrus. Sorry, I had smoke in my mouth. But yeah, Garrus and Clone Richie fighting back and forth. A belly now 1.2 behind as Garrus is going to send it onto the inside. This is dangerous in the wet. Pushes Garrus in off the racing line. Garrus is going to try to get back down. Need to be careful not to break your wing. Wick's fastest lap. A belly just closing in now. Clone Richie gets the move done for now. Wick's 8/10 is Chetty. Matej has yet to get around Tem. Is actually fallen back off of Tem. 1.5 seconds now. Chetty only 2.4 behind Matej as Licht and Tem are having a little bit of a... I don't know what... Licht, get on the track, man. There you go. Matej... Is Licht going to let his teammate through? It doesn't look like it. I'm sure Matej isn't happy right now. Why do we have 2 different paint schemes? Paint schemes. Livery. I got a red and a black. Chetty 1.3 behind Matej. So how it stands right now, if they finish how it is, Chetty will be 25 points ahead of Matej. So Matej will need the win. If Matej wins 25 points, tied, the win next week would break the tie over Chetty. So how it stands right now, championship's still alive, but almost... Oh, and a belly 3 seconds. So I said a couple laps ago, they should start coming in. As Matej and Licht are still battling. Licht is not giving this to his teammate, and now Chetty is on the back of Matej. 4-car train is... Oh, Matej had enough! Tem picks up in 3 seconds, but Matej had enough, and he dumped his teammate. I don't know if Licht had an issue coming out of the last corner, as Chetty now almost has enough of Matej. Chetty's banging into Matej. I think Chetty doesn't Chetty needs to know he's on 3-lap fresher tires. But yeah, Matej just dumped his teammate out of his way. He said, I had enough. I'm fighting for a championship here. Who even are you? Licked my fucking balls, bitch. And dumped him into the wall. No, absolutely no wing for Licht. So do we see Licht? Do we see Licht say, fuck you, bitch, and put in a ticket against Matej? That could have been that could be the championship right there. I think if you're Chetty, you need to maybe have that in the back of your mind. But yeah, I think Matej just finally had enough, as Matej is still 1.3 behind Tem, and he has a charging Chetty behind him. Matej 55% battery, Chetty 70. We'll see who decides to use their battery first, as Chetty gets a great exit. Is he going to be able to make it stick? I don't think he is. He is. We got to watch out here. Matej gets his foot to the floor first, coming around the corner, gets the opening of the corner, and they're both burning. Matej is gonna run out of first. Is Chetty gonna stay committed? He is staying committed. He's gonna send it down on the inside. He's gonna clear him. Matej is gonna try for the switchback. Who's gonna get the run out of the corner? It looks like Chetty is. Now how does Tem play it? Tem is still saving fuel. I don't know if you're Chetty, if you want to just decide to maybe make a move and hope Tem can hold Matej up, which he was doing a good job of doing as Licht is in to change his wing. Chetty! Chetty sends it in, taps Tem. That's gonna be 5 seconds if Tem puts it in. It dropped Tem 2 positions. So now Matej, if he gets a ticket, looking at 10. Chetty looking at 5. But as it stands, Chetty is holding the Division 2 title right now. Tem got dumped. Chetty tried to put it onto the inside. I don't know if Tem maybe turned down, but it looked like he went in a little bit too hot and hit Tim on the right side of his car and pushed him wide. But yeah, Chetty now 1.3 ahead of Matej. Clone Richie and Garris continue to battle up front. Abelli's pretty much on the train, but picked up 3 seconds, and Mystic is just casually driving behind him. Michael Wicks has eaten into that gap to that train. It was 16 seconds with Blowjobs Killers 3. So Michael Wicks has done a pretty good job. 5 seconds in about 5 laps. So good job by Wixie. Mystic slowly reeling him in. A belly 1.2 now behind Clone Richie. Drop back a little bit. 13 laps on these inners. I wonder, they might be starting to scream just a little bit. It looks like the rain is definitely lightened up. It looks like it's barely raining. So our coming to the line next time will be halfway. Garris Love half a second up on his best time on 13 lap intermediates. This track is getting very dry very quickly. Do we see a full dry track? And if we see a full dry track, how moronic from the 3 that started on wets. Which, to be... Well, he checked it in the race, but... So I guess, yeah. 3 seconds. The rain's... It's barely drizzling. I don't know how fast this track drives, but the way that it's going, we'll have a dry track by lap 18, 19. The tires definitely aren't spinning nearly as much as what they were. Chetty 1.9. This is really only going to help Wicks. This really is going to help Wicks, Chetty, and, well, Matej is already 5 seconds up the road from Chetty. Matej really struggling. Did he pick up... Okay. Matej has end plate damage from when he dumped his teammate. So really struggling if you're Matej. I think he's trying to hang on until the earliest possible lap to pit as Garris is in. A belly in, Mystic in. I think it's too early. I think you're a lap or two too early. What do we got? What do we got on deck? As a belly. Are those intermediate? A belly on the intermediates. Mystic on the intermediates. Garris on the intermediates. So maybe it... What? It stopped raining. It's not raining anymore. What the fuck am I watching? P1, 2, and P1, 2, and 4? As my Blowjobs Killer and Matej are in. And they put on fresh inners. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Chetty up to P3, Matej P9. The championship's over. It doesn't matter what happens now. That's shocking. From half the grid. Yeah, I'm on 13 lap intermediates. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and pit as soon as it completely stops falling out of the fucking sky. And I'm going to put on fresh inners. I mean, that's got to be the move of the race. You see the leading driver do what he does, and you're too big of a fucking pussy to have your own strategy and call your own race that you fuck yourself. This is only looking good for Wixie and Chetty. Even if it takes that, this track is dry. Look, Chetty's having to cool his tires, and he can't because there's barely even a spray. I don't know if he got out of the way for Garris, his teammate, maybe. As Clone Richie's in. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, what are we doing, guys? I know the track's still wet, but it's completely... Oh, this is great. Well, yeah, guys, if you missed it, no BT anymore, and I'm upset. I wish I could have seen his last race. A little upset, but pour one out. R.I.P. Real ass nigga. BT. All the real niggas know BT, and we love BT. As much as we hate BT, we love BT. So yeah, clone Richie. We'll see what he can do on... Oh, Jesus. Alright, it's still too wet. It's still too wet. But still, the people who came in on fresh inners, that was the dumbest fucking thing. Like, you gotta hold on to it. You gotta hold on as long as you can. Because you're only gonna have to pit again, and with... Oh, Richie is... You know what? I have respect for Richie. He had his own strategy. He went for it. I think he just needs to heat up the tires. I think he's just got to hold on here, because it's definitely drying up. But yeah, it was definitely maybe a little too early. But I definitely wouldn't have pit and put inners on. That was an even worse choice. He can't even get the gas down. So P2 to P5 train, led by the two Williams, in between the two McLarens. Michael Wicks, 13 seconds ahead of P2. Don't know. I wish he had slicks on to be able to see the grain on his tires. You can't really see it on the inners, but it would be on the left side. I wish I knew what his tires are on right now. Garris 13.5 to the leader. Tem's gotten around Clone Richie on... Yeah, I think Clone Richie just came in a little too early. I think he just needed to hang on. He went for it. It stopped raining. The track looked decently like it was drying pretty quickly, and I just... Yeah, he can't get the... He's short shifting every gear. He still can't keep it under him. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. So yeah, Wixie continuing to extend, and extend very well, I might add, considering the difference in laps on their tires. Abelli and Chetty. Chetty needs to be extremely careful. He's already probably sitting on 5 seconds against Tem. He doesn't need to pick up another 5, which at this point, it's not going to matter. Matej is currently 27 seconds behind Chetty. So we'll need a 28-second penalty against Chetty. Where am I at? Here we go. Belly and Chetty. Yeah, if you're Chetty, you need just to drive for 11 more laps, and the championship's yours. There's really no point. Wicks is 14 seconds up the road. You're not going to get a win. Hold on to a Belly with his 3 seconds. You get a podium. You got to hold it. You got to watch out for Mystic, though. Mystic and, well, Tem's 19 seconds down the fucking road. I wish I knew what his fuel was on. Just grind it out, Temmy. Grind it out, man. You got 15, 18, 19 seconds to P10. With Richie on his tires, he's only losing more times. With the penalties, you'll be able to coast for better than P10. Just bring it home, man. Just bring it home. You said you wanted to get 50 points or 60 points or whatever, and you need this to get there. As Licht finally gets around. Hey, props to Richie, man. He's trying to make it work. He hasn't pit yet. He hasn't given up on it. Looks like starting to come in. Looks like it's just starting to come in a little bit. It's not there yet, but he's able to at least get the throttle down. Wixie goes fastest lap on 12 lap intermediates. The track's only drying. I think if you're Richie, you just got to stick it out. Maybe you can grab P6. Tem's definitely going to have to pit again. I think Chetty might definitely have to pit again. As Michael Wicks goes purple sector 1 on 12 lap intermediate. So yeah, I mean the track's only drying. This track is I'm guessing a slow drying track compared to some others, because once it stops raining on some of these other tracks, it's like 2 laps before it's completely dry. But usually, always a good rule of thumb, never to pit and change wet to dry, dry to wet until DRS is either enabled or disabled. There's been multiple races where it's raining but you're on the dries and you wait for that crossover, but DRS stays enabled for the whole race. It's weird. I don't understand it, but sometimes you have to gamble on it enabling as soon as you cross the pit entrance, but you'll lose more time doing what Richie did than what you do just burning out the rest of your inners on 1 lap. So disappointing from Richie. I think if he were to pit right now, that would be the call. We'll see if anybody starts to think about it. Maybe another lap. But yeah, I mean, Tem taking these intermediates 18 laps, I just think Richie he just came in a little too early. Six tenths up on his fastest time on these older tires. So I think the track is definitely drying at a quicker rate now. What's really going to be interesting is how much does Clone Richie put people off to taking the gamble on the slick tires. I think if you're maybe a belly with your 3 seconds, or maybe Mystic, fuck it, man. Like, roll the dice. You're 13 seconds behind the lead, 15 seconds behind the lead. Maybe get an undercut. I don't know. Wicks is definitely having to go. Yeah, Wicks is slowing down a little bit. And it seems like he's going slower, but he's putting in faster lap times. So that's when you know. Yeah, 666, a fucking goddamn devil. And Wixie has all of his battery. Oh, Chetty. Wicks is in. Wicks is in. Who do we see come with him? And what's he going to put on? He's got to put on the mediums. Does Garrus come in? Garrus stays out. A belly stays out. Mystic stays out. So yeah, Clone Richie put off the rest of the top 5 except for Wicks. Wicks had enough of a gap to gamble with it. 13 seconds, as now Chetty is in. Let's see what Chetty does. Chetty's going to the medium tire. Oh, Jesus! What did what did I just get? Come on! All right, blowjobs kill. Whoa! What the fuck? What the fuck? This motherfucker crazy, bro. Matej is fucking crazy. What was that? I don't know if Blowjob's killer slid through that pit entry or if he got fucking rammed by Matej as Licht speeds into the pits. Matej onto the soft, so he's going Hail Mary on Chetty. I don't think he's going to gain 25 seconds on softs compared to mediums, but as we got a little fuckery going on there. Did we have a little fuckery? I think everybody came out clean. Is now picked up another 10 seconds for crossing the pit line. Do not retire on track. Don't do it. Don't do it. That is odd that it didn't give him a warning for doing that. He must have done it before then. Takes a lot to get a 10 seconds for crossing the white line. So top three now. Belly's in. Mystic is in. And Garrus is in. Don't speed, don't speed, don't speed, don't speed. Good from Mystic. Good. Good from the front three. Everybody's onto the mediums except for Matej and Licht. Does Garrus. Garrus goes on to the mediums as well. McLaren 1-2. So yeah, so Michael Wick's going to have this race won pretty easily. Mystic P3. Mystic and Chetty are going to be battling here for this last podium spot. Garrus. Chetty got the undercut on Garrus. Okay. Clone Richie picking up the fastest lap. Okay. Did DRS get enabled? I don't know if I missed that. Everybody's going, well, of course they are. Yeah, DRS is still, oh yeah, it is enabled, okay. Chetty's got to be careful. Garrus has all of his battery. Whoa! Chetty took advantage. Oh, that was Garrus. Never mind. That was... Chetty is trying to lose this championship. What are you doing? Like, all you're doing is racing Matej. And you have a 30-second lead to Matej. What are you doing? Now you're going to piss Mystic off, who could put you in a wall and literally completely end your Div 2 championship. Mystic picks up 3 seconds for just driving off the track for no reason. Matej, another 3. Oh, I think that was Matej's first 3, actually. So only 3 drivers without a penalty. Chetty, Garrus, and Wixie. Wixie could pick up 15 seconds. It's not going to matter. Chetty needs to be careful here because Mystic might send it. Garrus has all of his battery. You know how good of pace a driver has when they have all of their battery and people still can't get around you. There goes Mystic. He's gonna tidy up right behind Chetty. So here comes Garrus. Garrus only 1.7 behind a Belly. And with a Belly's 3 seconds, a Belly is looking to drop to P5. P4. So if you're Garrus and Chetty, no need to fight. You're locked on the podium. It's just who wants P2. And looking at how the race has gone so far, I don't think Chetty's going to be able to keep up. 4 laps to go at the line when Michael Wicks crosses. Good race from Wicks. Started on the wets, which was a terrible choice, but how the safety cars, no safety cars, how they played out, how that played out. And with the weather, the extra life on the inners just helped him stay in control. And did Wixie? It was Matej. Who started on the fucking wets? Yeah, Wixie started on the wets. But then everybody else, all those other people who made that, well, Wix, good drive from Wix. Started P2, I guess. He did get the jump on the start, so even though he started on the wets, he was up front the whole time. I guess he really didn't jump anybody. Gap came down a little bit to a belly. I think Wixie's just kind of driving around. Garris now 2 seconds behind a belly, so a belly might be trying to hold on to at least a podium spot. I don't know if Garris and Chetty are kind of working together. I think they need to think about it because you guys are both on for a podium for Williams, and now McLaren might get a 1-2. I'm waiting for Mystic to do something. This is the only fight we got right here, this little 3-car train, so we'll stay on board at least for the next couple laps before Wixie takes the white flag. Oh, Chetty is giving his teammate no room. Chetty bangs Garris off the track. Now Garris falls 2 spots. Could that be? It's not going to matter. Okay. Yeah, if you're Chetty here, fucking just bash your way through the front. But a belly's pulled 3 seconds to Chetty. And now Chetty's going to have to fight off this DRS train behind him. Mystics now is going to be able to get around. He's got no battery, though. None of them have battery except for Garris. Garris is going to go for a 2-for-1 here. And he's going to get blocked in by his teammate. Oh, he banged it. Oh, that was retaliation. Complete retaliation from his teammate. Broke his wing. Oh, no. Chetty needs to be careful here. Because even though they're teammates, they're not teammates. And yeah, I think Chetty needs to get that buffer. He needs to get Mystic in between them two because Garris was not happy about that move. Mystic and Chetty fighting pretty clean right now. Mystic around the outside. He's not going to be able to hold it, though, as Chetty gets the run out. And now Garris has wing damage. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up. Whoa! Mystic into the back. What is going on? This is going to get feisty. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. So Mystic and Garris both behind, both with end plate damage. I think Chetty's clean. This is I can see it happening. This hairpin coming up. Yeah, Mystic's trying to take him out. Chetty, you need to be careful. Mystic's trying to take you out. He went way too deep in that corner and swung wide to try to sweep you. This is going to get interesting. Mystic already burning everything. He doesn't care. If you're Chetty, do you just let him by? Do you just let him by? Here comes Mystic. It's starting to rain again. Nice and clean from the pair. Mystic does a good job to get the exit. Nobody has any battery. Garris has the most with 20. 2 laps to go for this 3-car train as Garris makes a move to the inside to go for a 2-for-1. He's going to get it to stick. He is, even with wing damage. Chetty needs to be careful. Chetty's going to send it on the inside of his teammate. He's going to sweep wide. Completely on Chetty. Chetty, oh my God, Chetty's going to fuck it up. He's got 30 seconds. He's okay. Chetty did exactly what he did to Tem to his teammate. And a belly, the McLaren boys have wrapped this up for the 1-2. Garris is going to hold his P3. At this point, Mystic's going to get P4. Chetty's still going to get P5 and clinch the Div 2 Drivers' Championship. But I don't know what I don't know what he was doing. I think he was just saying, fuck it. I'm just going to have some fun. I'm not here next week. It's my last race. I'm 30 seconds at least to Matej. 35, a little over 35 seconds to Matej. So as Wixie gets ready to take his final lap. Gap has definitely come down from a belly, though. Wixie definitely backed off this last stint. Don't blame him. He's fucked a lot of his races on accident. That's a Haas. That Matej's having an issue. A little bit off track. I think the sauce might be dead, and the wet is not helping. Clone Richie, disappointing P10. Come on, Temmie. What are the penalties looking like? 3 across the board. Temmie, this is for position on Blowjobs Killer. Good race from Blowjobs Killer. P6, are you kidding? This fight isn't over between these two, though, as Mystic took advantage of DRS. Got around Garrus. It's not going to matter, though, with the 3 seconds, but unless Garrus does something here, yeah, he backs out. Smart. No reason to push it. There's no reason to push it. But yeah, Mystic's going to hold P4, and if you're... Garrus needs to be careful. Garrus needs to be careful. I mean, he's got all of his battery. He's going to burn down the whole straight, so he'll gain it all back. But a couple more bad corners. As Wixie comes into the hairpin. To take, I think this is his second win of the season, I believe. Michael Wicks, Wixie of all Wicks, P1, good drive from him, starting P2. McLaren will take P1, P2. A belly. Wrapping that up. Mystic. Burn everything. Mystic's going to hold the last podium position, P3. Garrus Love, P4. And Chetty takes out Garrus Love. Garrus Love broke check Chetty at the fucking start-finish line. And Chetty... oh, I thought Tem DNF'd. But Chetty, your Div 2 Drivers Champion. As Tem goes wide to try to get around Blowjobs Killer. Why not? Chetty moving up about 7 to 8 drivers out of Div 2. Shout out Arsenal boys for still probably finishing P3 in the standings. Had to move everybody up and clinches it with 1 race to go. Chetty, your Season 10 Division 2 Drivers Champion. As Tem crosses the line P6, Blowjobs Killer P7. Matej is going to come home in P8 for Haas with his teammate Licht. What the fuck? With Licht behind him, and that will clinch the Division 2 Constructors Championship for Ferrari. Congratulations to Finn, Arsenal boys, Mystic, Tem. I think that's it. There might have been another person in there, but they don't count. So congratulations to the Div 2 Ferrari boys. So yeah, I think next week is... I think it's Mexico, last race of the season. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This might have been the last stream of this season. Both championships are locked. And I did this for you guys today. So don't be surprised if we don't do it next week. We'll try to do it, but don't be surprised. And driver of the day. Let's look at the results. Driver of the day gave it. We're not doing that. Driver of the day. Driver. You know what? I can't. I'll give it to Wixie. Started on the wets and pit. Started P2. He got no penalties. I was thinking about Blowjobs Killer in P7. Just because Blowjobs Killer finished a race and got 6 points. Okay, but he got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Can't really give that to him. Chetty, P10, but he had a quali ban. He DSQ'd, but he had a quality ban that he forgot about, up to P5, and the terroristic acts that he put on, and his teammate, the same. Mystic, same thing. A belly, can't really give it to a Div 1 driver. So Michael Wicks, driver of the day. JNC. JNC. I can't give it to the champion. I could, but I can't give it to Richie. He took a gamble. JNC. I might give it to Licht, just because he picked up a 10 seconds for speeding, then picked up a 10 seconds for crossing the white line. I probably just have to give it to him. But yeah, guys, that's it. This has been the Shanghai, Hong Kong Egg Foo Young. Fortune cookie always wrong. Grand Prix. Shout out to Wixie. Shout out to Chetty, Division 2, Season 10. Driver champion. Congratulations to Ferrari, Mystic, and Tem bringing it home. Shout out Arsenal boys. Shout out Finn. And hopefully Ferrari can lock up Div 1 next week. Ben, I need you to fucking show up. See you little niggas maybe next week. Definitely next season, though.